right, are we live? Are we here? It was giving me trouble. It wasn't letting me do it. But anyways, I think we are live. I think everyone is here. How are you guys doing? How are you guys? What are you guys building? Today I named this live stream building batteries, lithium batteries. So, what are you guys building? Where are you guys from, and what are you guys building? Lopez Noe is in the house. He is Island Times is in the house. Yeah, they're part of the members of this channel. Of course, this is like a membership thing that we do. It's supposed to be live every Monday night. Again, I was traveling yesterday. For some reason, I'm scheduling all these travels. On Mondays, and then I can't go live. I'm gonna have to change that somehow. But anyways, we're live here. It's Tuesday night. I'm one day late. Better than late than never, they say, right? So, anyways, these guys are the ones that make this possible. They're the channel members, and one of the perks is that we go live every week to do these live, Q&A kind of things. But we just talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. Let's see. Here we go. Tom John, so rude to give a time you're going to start and then wait another 10-15 minutes. Yeah, that's just how you have to do it. I have to prepare it. I have to get all this system working. It's not rude. It's just the nature of the beast. It doesn't always work when you wanted it to work. So you have to like go through those steps and then. So yeah, don't take it personal. It's just what's happening. My phone's 43%. John Vidal says hello from Trinidad. Frank Vaya says, I have a good workaround for sparking relays for the DIY Kodiak solar generator build. Could use your schematic. I don't see how you need two relays. Could you post it here? Oh, so I use two relays because those are like rated at like 40 amps. So then I just put them in parallel. But yeah, I guess the problem with these, you have to pre-charge the capacitors on the what is it, the inverter, right? Because if you don't, then every time you turn it on or turn it off, you do it under load, right? There's no way to do it without a load, because if those capacitors are discharged, then when you first turn it on, boom, there's a spark. And for those of you who don't know, there's a video that I made where I made that big power generators, solar generator, we called it. Essentially a box with batteries and an inverter and a built-in solar charge controller, right? And so it's a box that you can discharge and connect, charge a bunch of multiple things. And then you can charge it using, connected to the wall or using solar panels, right? So I haven't released the schematic because I keep changing it. And some even like products. I mean, it was kind of successful. You guys have been like ordering a bunch of stuff from that list of stuff, so much that I think that some of the parts that are in the list are no longer available. So now they're not even. So now I have to change the schematic. But then also we were having some issues with like some of the components, and one of them was that relays, or the two relays that I use, they were just getting welded shut, which is not a good thing because we're kind of using that as a cutoff for the battery, right? So maybe that's not how it's gonna work now. Maybe now, in fact, the packs that I put in there now have a BMS in them, right? So then those are gonna handle the top and the bottom cutoffs, and so this relay really now plays less of a role now. I guess it doesn't have to always disconnect since it's having so much trouble. So maybe we don't have to fix them now. Maybe those relays would work now, but that means you'll have to use a BMS on each one of those 6 packs that we're using. And of course, those work for that. There's a lot of requests for me to do that on an 18650 version of it. And yeah, I agree. I think it's for people that don't want to mess around with those lipos, we could also do it that way. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do the same schematic or I'm gonna change it. I don't know. What do you guys say? Should I make one main like global schematic that shows you both of the things, or should I just keep it separate, a separate project? All right. What's the new BW van? Nothing new. I'm still working on stuff. This is some of the stuff that I have to installed on there. Sergio Esteban Garcia is from Argentina. Look at that, all the way across the world. Want to build a modular power wall using ammo cans, and your modules want 4 for about 2 kilowatt hours. Yeah, me too. I'm actually waiting for some ammo cans from Tom Ammerman. He just got like a truckload of them and stuff, and yeah, we're going to see how many batteries we can fit on them, and then start making. I'm already started designing some bus bars for the headways, right? Because those are really easy to put together. You just got to screw them together, but you still need the bus bars, right? And so if we can make a plate with holes and stuff, and you literally could just stick it together, then that's much better. And those are gonna be for some of those ammo can packs that we're gonna do, because there's those things are so awesome. They're like tough, they're weather sealed, they're cheap, because when you buy it, because they're a surplus kind of thing. Let's see, building your 7S 18650 PCBs as you stream. There you go. Tombo's Jones is working on PCB based batteries. That's where it's heading at. 2P4S Cal Prismatic Pack. Gary Kelson is doing the classic LiPo 4 batteries. Did you hear about Audi e-tron recall? Yes, I did. I didn't really look into see what was the deal, but it was the battery, right? I think that's what it was. Building different style PCBs. Hi from MT White from my Mexico. Miriam, Mix Raim Alvarado. Welcome to the channel. Built a camping emergency power pack with an inverter, USB ports, etc. Put into a $10 case from Harbor Freight, 16,000 milliamp hours, so 16 amp hours. That's pretty cool. 16 amp hours. Yeah, that's cool stuff. USB ports. Those are, USB ports are really useful now. You can almost charge anything with them. You can, definitely charge my laptop using those, right? But it's the right. I gotta find, if anybody knows how to find like a panel mount like thing that is for a USB-C, right? For power. Let me know, because I haven't found it yet. Because if I can we can make a little small pack, and then we can do regular, USB ports and then USB-C ports. Then that's all you need. You don't really need inverters and all that nonsense, right? So then, if you can power all your devices, so the easier the system, the better it's gonna be, the more reliable it's gonna be. So it's better. But I haven't found the USB-C version of that. So Ethan says, I was wondering where to get free dead laptop batteries for 18650 cells. And then Henry says, I get batteries from hardware stores and computer stores. Yeah, I think at least here in America, you can or in the US, you can go and recycle your dead batteries at a bunch of places like electronics stores, electronics, retailers and stuff. And so sometimes you walk in there and you ask if you can just look through the bin and get batteries off of there. And a lot of times they're like, yeah, take it. It's like, we don't care. Just have, this is this kind of trash, right? So you can have at it. Some people might give you trouble, but I think, yeah, for the most part. And then, of course, it's always trying to hit recyclers and stuff. And a lot of the times they don't want to let anybody touch the stuff, because then they have to account for every pound that comes in. They have to show the downstream. But then a lot of times people are just like, yeah, sure, give me a few bucks, and then you can, take, big old boxes full of batteries. So a lot of people are getting not only super cheap, almost a lot of times free stuff, right? So you just have to look around and go talk to them. You got to make them your friends and stuff at your local recyclers and your local, Home Depots and all that stores that accept dead batteries. I think, let's see, I think it went up. Your sound is slightly muffled tonight, a little low volume. Huh. I wonder if my mic is dead. I never charge it, and it literally has been here for ever. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, look at that! Now it's on. Now it's on. There we go. Yeah, this microphone is crazy. I literally haven't charged that. Like, I can't remember the last time. It's for. I mean, I know. Yeah, and then every week I go on for like 2, 3 hours, right? Well, yeah. So I mean, it's been. I want to say it's been months. That battery, that lithium battery on that microphone's awesome. I wonder if that's what it is, or I wonder. Can you guys hear that hiss from the computer? The fan is on, and if that's the case, that means no. But the thing is here, the audio, the camera audio's on. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Is it a little bit louder? Because if it is, then it's this thing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I just set the volume a little bit higher. Hopefully, I don't blow your guys' speakers and stuff. Uh, yeah, and hopefully, this is the right audio channel that I'm streaming out because it should sound the same as all the other times. Let me know if the sound is good. Hello from Puerto Rico, says Kowalski7. What is the best LiPo 4 battery? I mean, I don't know if that exists. It just depends for your application, but I mean, large size calves, right, are probably the best ones. Um, for the little 26650s, like the K2 cells or the A123s, I guess, are pretty awesome. Yeah, these are lithium iron phosphate. I guess the headways are good too. You can get, like legit ones that are 8th grade or whatever. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Bought 20 of those solid state lithium ceramic batteries from Battery Hookup. Cool Mode D. There you go. You bought 20 of those. What are you going to use those for? And how are they working out? Trying to put together a semi-portable power wall solar generator with LiPo4 cells, 32700s with nickel solder tabs. I ordered some Litocala Li 70 AS, 700 milliamp hours from AliExpress. Oh, really? Like those are the cells? The Litocala cells? Huh. Yeah, let us know how that goes. Complain Dave Sparks. No, Chaplain Dave Sparks. Sorry for butchering your name. Yeah, I ordered some Litocala cells early on, and about 50% of them were fake, and then there were some that were like, I think they were genuine cells, but it was like 50-50 out of all. I ordered a bunch of them, so yeah, I was like, it's kind of hard to push them or whatever. Let's see. Just order a 7S kit. I'm in the Caribbean. Says Clyde Fortune. All good on sound, says Keith. Mika's audio is good. Like before. There we go. Maybe I just needed to like mess around with it or something. So Andrew says building an 1862 battery pack for a 1983 Ranger with 2 warp 11 motors. Wow, that's a serious powertrain there. 211. What would be the best hardware for mounting the cells? Bruce caps? Oh my god, no, you want to use Bruce caps on that? PCBs? No. Assembly modules into ammo cans for protection. Woo! Okay, so I mean, you got a serious powertrain that is capable of asking, what's the controller that you're gonna use? Cranes? No, that's a different guy. Okay, yeah, that's. I would like so okay. So I'm gonna build my battery packs for my bus, and I think I am gonna do some kind of PCB base module, right? But it's not gonna be like the ones that I have here. Those are for power walls. Those really are not the most compact, the most dense. I think it's gonna be different where like maybe the PCBs are gonna be like with holes, and then I'm gonna stick the battery, on, it's there, and then I'm going to spot weld from the PCB to the terminal of the cell. So that's how I would build. I'm going to build my packs, and that's how I would do with yours. Because I think because you got to think about like vibration and stuff. So I definitely don't recommend doing where like it's not actually spot welded to the cell. The the connection to the cell. Yeah, I know there's spring loads, and I know the ones that we're using are, they're strong or whatever, but I don't know how that's gonna fare, later down the line without extensive testing and stuff. I'd rather, I think, play it safe and then look at what Tesla's doing. So I know that fuse links are safe. They last a long time because Tesla put them in their cars. They did fair amount of testing on that, and so yeah, there's slight differences. They use ultrasonic welding instead of like maybe resistive welding that we can do. But I know that once you do that, even if there's some flex on those cells or whatever, that little fuse link would probably handle vibrations, and they would probably last a long time. So I think that's how I recommend you doing that. I definitely don't recommend using my PCBs for doing that, or those bruising caps. I don't. So it's the same thing, same concept. It's just basically the contact to the cell terminal is just pressure based, and on a vehicle that is high, it's just vibrating, it's moving all over the place. It's probably not a good idea. Um, Scooter Man 88, thank you for the $2. Need to build a 12. What is that? 12 volt DC power wall. Any thoughts or way? Yeah, use lithium iron phosphate. 4 cells in a row, or in series. You can do. Oh yeah, let's look at that. Look there. So lithium iron phosphate it's not super popular, right? But Tom does have a battery hookups right now. Has quite a bit of lithium iron phosphate. He has right now the 8-inch headways. Where are they? Let me show them to you guys, just in case for any of you guys that don't know. The headways, right? They're like these guys. They're 8 amp hours. They're lithium iron phosphate, so they're good. And I'm actually working on a project, on a battery, actually a drop-in battery replacement using these guys. Yeah, and so I'm making like all the little parts that you need and stuff with the BMS. It's gonna be like a thing that you can build and then drop it in whatever your 12-volt battery is gonna be. Before it didn't make sense to do that because those were kind of scarce, but I think he's got a lot of them right now, so it kind of makes sense. It's worth it for me to spend some time designing a product or designing a build, and so that's what I'm doing. So yeah, Scott Scooterman 8846, get your hands on some of these headways. Yeah, if you want 12 volts, that's the way to go. Krish Kern says 4:34 a.m. here. Wow, where are you, Kirsch? I'm a bit late today. We just started. We're just getting started here. Why is it that my lead acid battery caps are turning all reddish? Lead acid battery caps? I don't know. I wonder why. Oh my god, did it just scoot up? Let's see. In my life, there we go. By the way, guys, before I forget here, you can join our Facebook group. There's a lot of discussion over there. There's a lot of people sharing their builds, their pictures. I am often post like midway projects updates or whatever, and whatever I'm working on, I'll just throw a couple pictures up there and just kind of share. I know some people like that, some people hate it because I'm just teasing stuff. But yeah, if you're into that sort of stuff, you want to talk to, there's a lot of people there and they're building a lot of stuff, including the group picture, which is who is it? I gotta give this guy props because he's building this giant battery using the PCBs. Uh, who is it? Martin? His name is Martin, I think. Oh my god, I can't see things. Yeah, Martin Bogomol Bogomolny. Bogomolny. I guess he said he's doing a boat battery, but he's using quite a bit. It's a huge battery, and you can see the picture there. You click on it, and you can click on his name. It's in the comments, and then yeah, you can go check out his build there. Let's see. How can I keep that from happening there? Okay, so that's you're asking about the battery. I don't know. I have not thought about any of the suggestions on how I could do this. Okay, so that's not for me. What do you think of lithium titanate? I don't think much of it because I haven't really played with it. I don't like really spending too much time on experimental uh, chemistries just because I don't. What are they? What's the matter? Like we don't have them. Oh, they're super expensive. We're not gonna get our hands on them and stuff. In fact, I'm getting quite a bit of complaints on this last project because that battery that I built was $1,500, and so if I start like dealing with some of these, like it's just it's not really worth it for me to spend so much time, right, on stuff that we can't get or we can't afford collectively, right? And so I was kind of surprised because I'm comparing these little batteries to systems that are 15, 16, $1,800, and this one, it's about the same equivalent, right? But it's 3-4 times more battery. So I thought, oh, people are gonna find this, like worth it, or they're gonna find it cost effective. But people are like, nah, that's too expensive. What are you showing us this expensive builds? And yeah, I'm like, well, I guess it's not for you guys. Andrew Argudo says our solar car team used brucine caps for about 900 18650 cells. I do like the fuse connections in the Tesla packs. I'll look up the best way to replicate those. You're the man. Oh, thank you. Wow. So yeah, 900. So you guys did a car and used the brucine ones? I get. I mean, they're designed for e-bikes, right? But I don't like them. I just don't like them. Like yeah, I don't like my system that I'm using. I mean, for Powerwalls it's great because it's a stationary thing, doesn't move. But for a vehicle that has got a lot of vibrations, yeah, I don't know. I don't like it. Um, let's see. So this guy's talking to this other guy. E-bike gets 50 miles built for $680, says Adam Tregle. Wow, 50 miles. That's quite a bit of ways there. Auto battery balancer with BMS together, possible for max safety. Hey Jay, I'm a huge fan of yours. I'm a young engineering student hoping to use some of the knowledge I gained in your channel to improve accessibility to sustainable energy in Nigeria. Thank you. Wow. He's from Zach Awawalu is from Nigeria. Thank you for joining us and welcome to the channel. I want to build an electric spaceship one day. Love the channel. Always great info. Belta Leon. Yeah, let's build a spaceship. That's a good goal. Why not? If you're gonna dream big, right? So Jacob says they are 200 amp hour 6-volt batteries that we use for solar at our camp. They don't get overly used, and the only thing I've noticed is the white caps for the liquid have turned red brown. Oh, you're talking those. So you're talking about your lead acid batteries. Oh yeah. I don't know. So I don't really know much about lead acid. Lead acid is old technology, and we're just kind of like, nah, I don't like them. We don't talk too much about it. All right, we have a new member, Scooterman8846. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining the channel. By the way, if you guys want to become a thing, it just kind of helps the channel. That's how it kind of get monetized and stuff. There's like a link on the bottom that says join or something. So, are the Triplite UPS from ERC still available? You know what happened? I think they changed the website or something. So I don't know if they're available. I know that I put like they gave me he started a new cart, and now right now he's got scooter batteries, hoverboard, yeah, the hoverboard batteries, right? Those packs that have 20 cells, and he's got a few hundred of them, and he put them there, and so he gave me the link, and I put them on the kit.com. By the way, if you don't know what the kit.com I'm talking about, it's this website that I use usually to recommend products, including these like batteries, right? And so when you click on it, it goes to his new cart, and they're not there. But I gotta ask him about that because they should still be available. They were, you know, he had a warehouses full of those stuff. So I'll ask him next time I talk to him to see if he could put those back on there because it seems like you guys still like them and you guys are using them, so that's pretty good. By the way, before I forget, these are power strips. Oh, I don't want to give them to everyone. Okay, let's say, what if I just, yeah, because no one needs this many. So these are, let's say 10 people. I'll give these to 10 people. So there's a reason why I want to give these away. They're not the final design, so I I kind of quickly designed it, and then once I got them, then I, put a couple of them together, and I thought, oh, it would be great if I had an extra little connector here. Oh, if I have an extra little thing over here, a hole here, then I can run the cable through there. That sort of stuff. So this is like the first version of this PCB that I got, and then now I have the final version that is gonna work. It's got all the changes, so that I don't know what to do with these, and I don't want to mix them in the thing because then someone's gonna get these and by mistake, and then they're like, hey, it's doesn't match your video, and so I don't want to keep them here, but I don't want to throw them away. There's nothing wrong with these. These are literally good. This is a power strip. So basically, what you do is you can put XT60 connectors here, and everything's just running parallel, right? And then the big ones here, you can put XT90s, or you can have let's see, let me show you guys here. And I'm gonna make a video about this. It's gonna be a build. I'm just kind of getting ahead of it, right? And yeah, so you can get like a pigtail like this, right? That has the an XT90 connector, and then you just solder it in there on the little holes. You can do it on the big ones too, but they usually fit on the little ones also better, And then you solder that in there, and so you can parallel a bunch of batteries, and essentially the ones that I'm going to do is going to be those hoverboard batteries or those other ones that are in the metal cases, and I'm going to build a power wall using these. So these are 1 ounce copper, right, and they're double-sided, right, and so they can handle. I was running about 80 amps through these, and they were getting, they were hot, but so I think that's probably the max, like around 80 amps through them. So it's got 10 of the XT60s, and then it's got 2 of the XT90s. So yeah, there's a lot of things that you guys can use if you want them. If you want to be able to get, I'm giving these away, and I think I have enough here to do like, I'll split them evenly on like groups of 10, so you'll get like 3 or 4 of these. How many of them are there? So anyways, if you're interested in them, put your thing in there. Wait, how do I? Yeah, and then I'll pick. How do we do this so I can easily pick the winners? Yeah, just write the word power strip on the comments here, and then I'll randomly pick 10 names, and then I'll get you to send me your email or your address, and then we'll ship them out and stuff. And so you can play with them if you need to parallel any kind of battery. And of course, you can parallel any battery with these, right? Any voltage. I mean, I'm gonna do them for the 36 volt ones, 33, but you can do it on 24. You can do it in 12 volts. You can do anything, and of course, as long as you stay within the power ratings of like 80 amps and below, you're gonna be fine. There we go. So what are we talking about here? Um, Ben, do you think it would be okay? So that's another one. No problem. Posting again in case you missed it. I'm trying to creating a battery monitor using an Arduino. Okay, so Scott Warner, have some parts on order, and I am hoping to port it to an ESP8266 or ESP32, building it on a breadboard. Yeah, Scott, that's great. Seems like there's a few of you guys that that have the right skills to do that, right? Like me, I don't know. I gave, you know, coding a try, and it's just not for me, right? So I mean, I could learn, right? Because I'm always, that's what I preach, basically. It's like, no matter who you are, no matter where you're at, you should be able to learn. But it's also, you also got to be smart and play your strengths, right? Like, at this point, like, I could, like, my time is probably better spent, like, doing other stuff. Because I can get someone to design something like this for me, right? Look, Scott, you're going to design it. If you make it open source, then I don't have to design it, right? Oh my God, the battery's about to die on my camera. Let me take a quick break so I can change it, and then I'll come back.
I'm here at the EV show, San Marcos, California, and here's Crystal charging her Tesla in the solar trailer. So this is a smart one. It follows the sun, it tracks the sun. It's got Tesla batteries in there. Let's see, it's charging. What's it putting in? Oh my God, it's charging at 32 amp, 243 volts. Wait, what? Okay. Yes. Wow, this thing is actually charging.
Oh, yeah.
No way. That's cool. Okay. Oh, look at that. It just adjusted to follow the sun. The sun's there. Now the panels are facing it. Empty. What's going on here?
All right, we're back. Yeah, the battery's always dying on this camera. Here we go. Where are we at? There we go. All the people posting stripper power. It's not it. The power strip. You should make a Slack workspace for batteries. What's a Slack workspace? I don't know what it was. Slack workspace. How would you use Vectron MPPT charger to charge a 12 volt DC 18650 or turn on a bank system? I don't know. I think so. I know that you can adjust the voltage on those, but I don't have a lot of experience doing it. I don't know. There's only a certain range you can go. I don't know if they go all the way down to 12 volts. Well, I'm sure they do, because you could also use them on 12 volt lithium. So you would have to like adjust it to the minimum and maximum of the 18650s, right? If you're doing 3S or 4S, if you want to do 12 volts, then you'd have to adjust them, according to that. I could build a light system for my farm or barn. 18650s, you need to add mini power strips under the table. Steel? I'm looking to build a lithium pack for about 700 watts of solar. What size and how many 18650s in a pack? And what would be best for my application of 700 watts? Oh, so look, the way you approach that is, so let's say that you have 700 watts of solar, right? Let's write that in here, 700 watts. So that means at peak, at maximum, you can make 700 watts, right? 700 watts per hour, obviously, right? So now I think the average, I read somewhere, and so now I always quote this. I think the average in the US is 5.5 hours. of sun hours, right? So of course, out of those, maybe you're going to get 3 hours. Maybe, well, no, in the summer you could get up to five. Okay, let's just calculate it with the max there, right? So 700 times 5.5. So you have a theoretical, right? Theoretical output of power of 3.85 kilowatt hours. That's what your system can generate, in perfect conditions, So that means if you want your battery to cycle every day, which I don't recommend, I would say like build it twice that, so it only puts one cycle every 2 days instead of, then you could get away with this a battery as small as 3.85 kilowatt hours, right? So like round up to four, right? But I really would recommend for you to get an 8 amp hour, 8 kilowatt hour battery pack, because then that means that you will only be using 50% on a daily basis, if whatever, So of course, if you're using more energy than you have solar making, then obviously, you're gonna need to get more solar, right? Or either figure out how to use less power, or figure out how to like produce more power. And that's just, of course, if you're using your 700 watts of solar panels to be off grid, right? And so this applies here. If you're going to be grid tied, then it's different, because then you can have mismatches. You can be generating more power than you're using, or you can be using more power than you're generating, because you have the grid as a cushion. You have it as a So the two systems kind of work different. But that's one way to just quickly see. Oh yeah, and by the way, so 8 amp hour or 8 kilowatt hours depends on the cells that you're using, right? If you're using 2600 milliamp hour cells, right, which are very, very common, especially in the use or repurpose, then those are 10 watt hours per cell. So that would be, what would that be? So if you want to get 8 kilowatt hours, yeah, you just divide that by 10. So you're looking at about 800 cells to do 8 kilowatt hours of battery storage. Let's see. Can 1850s not make good connections? Making connection be repaired? I don't know what you mean, Dave Smith. Please elaborate. Batteries are just so gosh darn expensive. Batteries are expensive. And they're the cheapest that they've been in history, but yet they're still expensive. I gotta agree with you there. Google what you want. Someone probably made a part. I need another person as another part when it comes to coding. When it comes to layout PC board, so I probably didn't have to open. Yeah, so I think that's what you're saying. Yeah, it's like I'm playing my strengths. I'm spending a lot of time of things that I'm okay at, and then I'm leveraging on others to do that stuff, right? So for like the layout, for example, I didn't want to learn how to use the program because I find it I don't have the patience to do it. So then I commissioned someone else to do this, and now they do them for me, and they design a thing. I just kind of sketch it on a thing, and the same thing with coding, right? Except I'm not there. Like I'm so busy doing these other projects that didn't require me to like learn this like a bunch of new skills. So I'm like slowly getting up to speed and learning more other stuff that is gonna make me more autonomous. So where I don't, because that's a cool thing, not needing anyone to just do something for you, right? Like it's cool if you can do everything. It's also not that great because then maybe you're not as efficient because now you're trying to do everything. Like take your example, my car. Uh, I need to fix my bus because my bus has several issues right now, and some of them are like super easy for someone else. But for me, I kind of ran through them and I hit walls, and I don't know how to fix them. I don't know how to research how to do the thing. So now because I just haven't like decided to just hand it over to someone else and then like here you fix it, right? Because it's my car, it's my bus. Now my cars run around, you know what I mean? Like with the brakes that squeak, with brakes that get sticky because they have air on the thing. And what's the other thing that I have? Oh yeah, the transmission. I put it together, but I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have the right tools, so there was leaking oil all over the place. So now it's so annoying, and I just stopped filling it up. So now I'm running kind of dry, and so I'm gonna ruin that transmission. I just need to like have someone that has the proper tools, the proper location, that knows how to do work on transmissions, do that transmission so that I can just bolt it on, and then I don't have to go through that whole thing. So you got to learn when you can do it your own, and then when you're just going to handle somebody else, and that's hard sometimes to learn when you know when you make that decision. Portable gas station. Oh my god. Okay, so just without sun tracking, you would be lucky for 3 hours peak power. Yes, that's true. So yeah, so then you got to do 700 watts, but then 5.5 hours. But you're about 3 hours that you're doing the 700 watts. The first few hours, and then the last 2 hours, you're doing less than that, right? And so and I think that 5.5, some people are saying like, oh, that's the average through the entire year. Because, I mean, here, like right now, look at that. It's 8 p.m. The sun, I think it just went down. I think a few minutes ago, the sun was still shining. And it comes out like at 7 in the morning or something. So we get like close to 9-10 hours of sun, right? So but in the winters, you have like 3 hours, right? So it kind of averages out to about 5.5, and that's why I like using that number. Sun power, 365 watts versus LG 370 watts. Opinion? No. Well, no. I've heard sun power are the best, so maybe go with that. I don't know about LG. But yeah, without me having like some experience in them, I can't say much. They're just names and numbers on the screen. Where do I get the lithium pouch battery? Says Jacoby D. Well, let's help Jacoby D. So if you go the pouch, I wonder if you mean this one. Let's see. Come on. Oh man, my computer's slow. No, that's the wrong one. There we go. There we go. This is the one. Copy link. So this is, hopefully this is the one you're looking for. This is our 8 amp hour pouch. Kind of lipo cells. I don't know if they're lipo. They're like slightly different chemistry composition. Frank Bala says, "Don't question." That's it, and then dash can. Oh, you mean can like can network, or what do you mean? Good evening. I really want to learn schematic and PCB design. Useful skill. Yes, me too. Except I'm so outsourcing it right now because I don't really know. Camera a little bit out of focus right now. Yeah, this camera goes in and out of focus. Unfortunately, it's bad. Battery hookups has the pouches. Yep. Do you solder or tack weld your electrodes? Well, I've done soldering for a long time, and then now I'm using springs. Right? Where's one of these things that I built? Where you just pop in the battery, so now it's like you don't have to solder or. But on my bus, I will do spot welding. Right, so that way, so I guess all three of them. That's the right answer. Depends on the application. Can I put lithium ion and lipo packs in parallel? Does this work? Yeah, it does work. You have to be the same, amount in series, and they share the same voltage or very similar voltage, so I mean, I've even done cells that are not that are quite different in voltage. And if you design a system correctly, you can do it. I did it for years. I had a pack of lithium iron phosphate parallel to lithium coal oxide, and the lithium coal oxide was 30 cells in series, while the lithium iron phosphate were 35. And if you do the math and you look at the discharge curves of each and stuff, it kind of works out. It you know and it worked. I didn't, my car didn't burn, and without a BMS, by the way. And so for years I ran like that, and I never had an issue. It's just eventually the lithium iron phosphate. They're kind of cheap cells. They kind of started diverging too much, and I got rid of them. I'm like, okay, let's just change it to Tesla cells. Those are much better. Dominic says, I agree, don't mix types. The charge and discharge curves are different and will end up overcharging some cells. Yeah, I mean, between lipos and lithium ion, the differences are so minute that, you know. Now, of course, that does happen if you have like, usually lipo cells are, stronger cells. They have lower internal resistance, so they can push power in and out much faster. So what they will, they like, so let's say you have a pack, right, in parallel, and they're both 3s pack and another 3s pack. One is a lipo, one's a lithium iron, coal oxide. So just regular 18650s that don't push like a lot of power. So if you're using, like, if you're asking too much of that pack, if you're going, okay, if the power level of that pack exceeds the maximum performance of the weak cells, which are, in this case, are going to be the 18650s, right? So let's say the 18650s can give you 5 amps, but you're always asking like 10, 20 amps or whatever. So then the LiPo pack is going to be like, oh, you want 20 amps? Great. Yes, we can serve that. And they're like providing all the power, right? So what will end up happening is that even though those two packs are connected in parallel, the LiPo pack, the one that's capable of delivering the level of power that you're asking, which is higher than the weaker pack, then that one is going to be depleted first, right? And so, all of a sudden your pack is not going to be able to give you, the 20 amps, and you're going to be like, oh, it's a dead battery. But then if you just leave it there, then what's going to happen is that those weaker cells are then going to start transferring energy into the LiPo. They're going to start charging that LiPo. If you were to disconnect them right as soon as you like finish that discharge cycle, right, you would see that the LiPo packs were, completely, like maybe 90%, 10% of, state of charge, where like the other cells, the weak cells, might be at 40 or, 30, 40, 50, state of charge, right? So that's just sort of the weird quirks that happen when you mix like cells that are of different chemistries. But that could also happen with cells that are the same chemistry that are just, like they have different specs, right? So some are stronger than other ones, right? Which that's the only way they can do it actually, is by slightly modifying the chemistry. So I guess, yeah, even 18650s from the same brand, just different models, will have slightly different chemistry compositions, and therefore will have sort of those things like that. So you can do it. You just have to make sure you design the system correctly, and you have to, like, kind of keep an eye on that sort of stuff. So I mean, obviously the easiest thing is just to have all your cells be the same kind, the same amount, the same condition, and then that's the optimum, right? That's the. But if you don't have that ability and you need to, kind of mix a few here and there, then yeah. How much less of max do you get in early hours in practice? Well, depends also on the solar panels. I realize that I have those flexible panels. They're, oh man, I don't remember what the chemistry is on those panels, but those ones, the difference between just indirect sunlight and then direct sunlight is not much, you know. So they're not affected. When the sun is gonna super like high angle, when it's like nearly almost setting or whatever, I'm still getting quite a bit from my panels, right, that are flexible. But obviously, that's not the same with the other kinds of panels like the monocrystalline, right? Um, the polycrystallines and the monos, I think the monos have more efficiency. They can do more, but also they vary more. Like the more, like if you're, the more direct the sunlight is, then the better they perform. But as soon as you add some degrees, then they kind of start getting weaker. And so, depending on the panels that you have, the early hours, when the sun has a high angle, you might not be making much if you have polycrystalline or monocrystalline. But if you have like sort of like mine, you're kind of up to like, 40, 50, 60% of the full production of it. So it really depends. But yeah, they can vary quite a bit, depending on the panels. What do you think about cheap Harbor Freight solar panels? I haven't tested them. I used to see them much more. Those videos used to come up much more in my feed, but they haven't in a while. Uh, and as I remember, those are sort of kind of like not that energy efficient, right? They're like they waste a lot. They don't put out quite a bit, but they're cheap. So I don't know. I think we need to test them. By the way, I'm gonna plug here another YouTuber, uh, Will Prowse, uh, did a video where he puts all these little cheap, flexible, monocrystalline panels that you can buy at Amazon to the test, and he puts them side by side and does this test. I was for a long time thinking of doing that video, but he beat me to it, and there's that video exists there, and it's pretty cool to see because then he puts them all to the test. So if you need to get some cheap solar panels, go into his channel, go look at that video, and then you're gonna be much better. Uh, you're gonna be better equipped to make a decision which solar panels you can get that are cheap that they perform. I think there's some that you're like you pay a lot and they're not worth it, right? And then some that are like kind of cheap, but they put out some power. And I know that's super vague. That's just from what I remember of the video. I don't remember exactly like the brands and stuff. Um, I can't let go enough to let other people work on my vehicles. Richard Josh says. I wonder what that means. Oh, on your vehicles? Yeah, maybe I'm the same way. Except now I'm like I've thrown in the towel. I'm like, all right, I don't know enough about brakes. Let's take it to the brake guy. And they kind of give me the runaround. They're too busy or something, so I'm still waiting for them to call me. Um, they are cheap. What? Okay, I was suggesting a Slack workspace as an alternative to the Facebook group. Oh, I see. I'm not familiar with the Slack's workspace, as some people don't have Facebook, myself included. Yeah, I guess, but it's gonna be the same thing. Not everyone knows what a Slack workspace is, and so I can't really feed everyone. So there's also what's the other thing? Someone also set up a Discord channel for me, and I haven't been there in a while. I still use it to communicate with a few people there, but yeah, it's kind of dead. Not a lot of people are there. Um, Leviton box that Jehu and I use house batteries. LG is good. Also, if LG has better price, I would take the LG. There you go. Kern says LG is the winner there. How can we get one-on-one time with you? So I post from time to time at Fan Time, right? It's like a service. I just been really busy, and I just don't have time to like do those anymore. But I'm hoping that I'm going to get better at managing my time, and then I'll be able to, do it more often. It just seems like right now I'm just swamped, and so I just don't have time to do one-on-ones. I haven't for a little while, for a few months actually. Um, what would be the purpose of the board? Oh, that's someone's asking. I like that video with the battery operated gas can. That was pretty cool. Company started doing it. Wait, a video with the battery operated gas can? Huh. I wonder what that one's about. Belta Leon says best place to buy 18650s. Well, I'm kind of biased because I have a partnership with batteryhookups.com, so they sell a lot of 18650s, but they're all like recycled, they're like budget 18650s. So you're looking for budget 18650s, bam, look at batteryhookups.com. For new ones, EV West has two different kinds, and they still have pallets of them. And they're also linked in my kit.com there. Here we go, kit.com, battery sources. Yeah, just take a look onto these links that I have here. Those are like some of the batteries that I personally have like vetted and stuff like that. There are other places to buy them. I don't have all of them in there, but that's just a few of them. I have, hey, look at that. Herbert Warner says, I have a Harbor Freight panels in addition to other types, including rollout panels. The Harbor Freight ones are amorphous, or yeah, I think that's what they are. Amorphous panels. They make energy without direct sunlight and in cloudy conditions. Yes, okay. So those are actually the kind of panels that I have on my roof. And so yeah, they don't need direct sunlight. They're just not as efficient as the other. They're bigger. They take more space, to make the same amount of power. And that could be bad if you don't have the space. Then those are probably the bad panels for you. I seem to have a huge roof, for the amount of panels that I have and want. The other problem is that those were kind of expensive. They're definitely not the cheapest panels. You can, for somehow, monocrystalline panels might be cheaper. Yeah, you can find them for like $100 on, 100 watts for like $100, so $1 a watt on Amazon. So yeah, that's another thing in consideration to take. But they aren't well made, he says. So I guess they suffer from quality control. Harbor Freight Amorphous aren't so cheap. Last I seen, the 100-watt kit was like $189. Yeah, that's about how much I paid for mine. You can get two 100-watt rich solar panels for that price and have change left over. Yeah, so that's exactly, I guess, what I was talking about there. Someone is corroborating my stories. I like Harbor Freight, but you don't want to put a lot of stress on them because they will break. Also, they don't seem to be well sealed around the frame, but yes, they work really well. Oh, there you go. So they are amorphous panels. They're the kind that don't need direct sunlight. I guess that's a good thing. No time to play guitars. No time. I haven't touched this in years. If you really need 5 volts, 2 LiPo in series with a voltage regulator is your only way. Well, yeah. Hi, Jehu. This is Sean from Call Poly Pomona. I hope you read the email and we can schedule a meeting. Sean, you send it to me again because I guess if I didn't respond to it, like right there and then, I'm gonna find it really hard to go and find it. I struggle quite a bit to go back. There's one guy that was like, "Hey, you wanna do this project? It's in like the Marshall Islands," and I was like, "Oh, let me think about this. Like, do I want to maybe get involved in that thing?" And I thought, "Oh, maybe I'm gonna send it to Michael at EV West, so maybe he's interested." I'm like, I can't find that email. It's been a few days, and I'm like, I typing search terms like Marshall Islands. That they, it's just I get so many emails and so much trash that it's hard for me to find it. Send it to me again, and then hopefully I can look it over and then answer the first time around or right there and then. Uh, Charles Olmore says Will's video was great. There you go. Will has put that video. He put those things to the test. Saw 5.5 kilowatt Tesla Model S modules going on eBay for about $1,200. Bargain? That's the going rate on those. I have a couple of them here, and I do have some videos planned for that. And I'm getting a lot of questions as to like why am I pushing other batteries instead of those? And there are real reasons, right? I want to put it to the test. I have 24-volt inverters, and I want to charge those all the way up and then discharge them and then see what the actual capacity is. And then I want to charge them back up again and then discharge them using a 24-volt inverter. And then what that's going to tell me is it's going to tell me exactly how much energy is usable using a regular, legacy equipment like a lead acid, 12-volt inverter, right? And I don't know what the number is, but it's not going to be ideal because you're not going to be able to use that entire battery, right? It's going to quit. Your inverter is going to quit way too early, and it's going to leave a lot of energy in that because it's missing a cell. It's a 6S instead of a 7S. So then I'm scratching my head thinking like, how do we? So now maybe what I can do is teach you guys how to make a standalone 1S 74 cell pack that you can attach it at the end of that, right? Making that a 7S battery pack, right? And that way you can use any of the lead acid 24-volt equipment. So that's one way, but then you have to. It's not as easy because if the cells don't match the ones that are there, then there could be some problems. Then it might not be 74 cells, it might be 80 cells, or it might be there's some kinds of variances. The beauty about the Tesla modules is that all the cells are alike, right? They were made around the same time. They were put together into a module around the same time. They got the same use, right? In whatever car they were, and so they've had a similar life, identical life actually. And so they it's you can say that they're going to be well matched, right? And it's been our experience. I'm running around with 10-year-old Tesla cells that are incredibly closely matched, and they perform really close. And it's the only reason I think it's one of the reasons why I can run around with my bus without a BMS. It's just those cells, they don't drift from each other. I check them and I check them and check them. It's been a while since I checked them actually. Probably need to do that just to make sure. But yeah, I kind of just got tired of checking them because they're like, oh, they're there. It's just they all charge and discharge together. They go up and down. So that's probably going to be a video coming up. I'm thinking about maximum utility. How do you design a battery system to charge from both solar and the grid? Can micro inverters make AC into DC too? No, you would need a separate charger for that. Yeah, so you make a battery. In fact, that's what I'm doing here. Well, not really, I guess. Yeah, you just need 2 chargers. You need one that's dedicated to do solar, right? Which is, a solar charge controller, and it does, it maximizes does the MPPT, so, it tracks the power point. So that's going to be the best charger off of solar panels. And then you just use another like power supply with a little CC to CD, like charger thing, module, or, and so that way you can have 2 chargers, one that is designed to do the best job at solar, and then one that is the best at, using a constant power level like the wall, like the grid, right? That's the way to go around it. I guess you could design a charger that has both of those features into one unit, right? But I mean, If you're not a electronics designer, then I don't think it doesn't exist. At least I haven't seen one that that exists that way. So you just have to like get modules. And we're living in a great time, by the way. Like there was a time when you couldn't just buy modules. You know what I mean? Like in fact, let me show you the module that I used to do the charging. So people always ask me, well, how to charge batteries and how to charge batteries, and I think I made a video about this guy, and I show how to use it as a battery charger. Right? This is a battery charger here. You need just a constant power supply on one side. It needs to be this is a boost. I think this is a boost DC to DC that it has the CV constant voltage and then constant current and then constant voltage uh, algorithms, right? Two-step thing, charging thing. So I think I need to make more videos about this because people are not getting it. They're still asking me a lot about how to charge these batteries. And by the way, these weren't always available. This is a thing. This is the part of the charger, right? Like if someone's going to design a charger, they're going to use this components inside to do the actual battery charger. And then the other part of the PCB is going to be like the power supply, right? So China, for some reason, now they're like offering us the actual modules, right? And so you can kind of put it together. You can get a box and put this inside a box with the, computer power supply, and there it is. That's your charger. And then, you can put dials on there. These ones have like little trim pots, but you could put dials and stuff, and then you could have a thing that you can set any voltage and any power level that you want out. And this one even has a thing so that you set what the cutoff voltage at the top is. And so, yeah, it's a legit charger. It's great. I gotta make another video. In fact, this is probably the next video I'm gonna make is how to charge this thing because everybody's asking me about that. Is amp power technique good enough for state of charge estimation? Yeah, we use it for a long time. We would like count amp hours. Yeah, you could do that. You could do it. It's probably the only. It's probably the only thing good at an amp hour is for. It's for trying to predict or trying to, track state of charge. Let's see. The problem with buying batteries from battery hookup is that the discharge is slow. So you have to have a lot of parallel, and if you don't want to deal with LiPo, that's just being picky. Oh, what? I don't understand what you mean. The problem with buying batteries from battery hookup is that the discharge is low. Oh, I see the discharge. No, not all of them. He's got a bunch of these like power tool cells. Those put out like 15 amps, all of them. Right? They're low capacity, so you have to use a bunch of them. Oh, is that what you're saying? You have to have a lot in parallel if you don't want to deal with LiPo. Yeah. So I mean, these are like 25C cells. The LiPo pouches are 25C cells. The tool batteries that he's got are 5C, I think I rated or something like that. So yeah, he's got quite a bit of actual like high power cells, let's see what else. 829. Oh yeah, let me look at the thing. Is anybody still here? I think I took down the video. Oh, here we go. Oh my God, there's 300 of you watching right now. Oh geez, that's crazy. Let's see the questions. How's the Samba going? The Samba's right there. I'd use it, but it's got issues. I gotta fix it. With DC coupling of chargers for grid and solar, you have to be careful. One charger doesn't make the other one think the battery is full. So watch your voltage and have them communicate chart status. Yeah, you gotta have a well, somewhat smarter thing. I actually chose a relay. Man, what is it called? I forget off the top of my head. But basically, this relay is like on off, and it literally physically can't have both of them on at the same time. So you have to pick one or the other one. SPDT, or oh my god, I don't remember what. You guys don't correct me here, a bunch of you guys. Um, but it's basically a switch that it's got three legs, and you can either be on one side or on the other one, but you can't have both of them at the same time. Everyone hit the like button, says Noe Lopez. Yes, only 76 likes. We got to get that number better. 309 people. Well, actually 323. Do you build battery packs for customers? No, I don't. I make videos, and I don't have enough time to make videos, so yeah, I much less have time to build battery packs for everyone. Not about batteries. Okay, let's see. Light. Woo. Okay, just jumped again. Late to the party, but hi from PA. Giovanni from PA. Are you anywhere near where that explosion happened? That gasoline or crude oil, or I don't know, some huge explosion that happened in PA, right? Let's see. Jehu, I have 8 Headway 38 120s, and I want to build 2 12-volt batteries, then put in a box and connect them in series for 24 volt or in parallel for 12 volt with a switch. Is that possible? Yeah, it's possible. It could be tricky again because of the same thing. You gotta have switches that do not allow you to make a mistake and accidentally just short out all the stuff, right? But yeah, if you design the circuit, a certain way, you should be able to switch them, and and have the right voltage coming out, whatever you want. What would be the best way to connect flat LiPo batteries? What would be the best way to connect flat LiPo batteries? Would a separator between each cell be needed, or just solder the tabs together? I want to build a 12-volt system. Well, it depends what LiPo cells you're talking about. Like the RC battery manufacturers don't put anything in between. Oh, they put like a little, I think they put tape in between them. And I think they literally like double side tape the cells to each other. And then, yeah, they solder the things, right? But if you're talking about the big LiPos that we deal with, right? Because they're these guys. Let me see. But if you're talking about these guys, then it's a little bit different. I have a video about how I made these packs using these guys. These are 8 amp hour LiPo packs, right? I have a video that just talks about it. I show you how to like make these right into 7S packs for 24 volts. So yeah, you might want to look at those if those are the battery packs that you're talking about. If you're talking about some other cells, then yeah, I think just look at what the RC people do or the manufacturers do on those. Can you make a pack out of 18650 batteries with nubs on the plus side? Can you make a pack out of 18650 with nubs on the side? I don't know what that means, Kaylin. Like the batteries have the nubs already on the side? If they do, I don't recommend using those batteries because those are just rewraps. They literally, I think what Chinese people will do is they just put a little cap that has a little nub on, right? So it's literally just sitting there, and then when they shrink tube these things or wrap them, then the pressure of that is just it's just So it's not a very solid connection. What you need to do is just take those off, and then you get to the thing, right? Those are literally made for like flashlights and stuff. If that's what we're talking about. Yeah. So those usually are like low quality cells, so I wouldn't suggest you use those. Or, I mean, unless you're just powering some, something light duty, I guess they're okay. Story of every BW. Yes. You have issues because you forgot to change the engine oil. so, so is that the engine oil? Is the transmission oil? So yeah, that's 4x4 skateboard. Um, let's see here. Another question. Jehu Solar Edge has 2-in-1 charger. Oh, really? So they have a charger that does solar and grid. Well, there you go. Solar Edge. I have to look into that one because someone already makes it. Do you know the model number so that we can look at it? Joseph Green says, "What would you use to charge your power source depending on price? What would you use to change? What would you use to change your power source depending on price? So I can take advantage of price fluxes, or do I measure and schedule my battery system?" Oh, whoa, wait a minute. What would you use to change your power source depending on price? So I can take advantage of price fluxes, or do I measure and schedule my battery system? Oh, yeah. So price plays a huge, it plays a huge role, at least for me. Right, I'm in California. The difference between off peak and peak is crazy. It's like 40 cents, right? Which is like 3 times more than some of you guys out there paid for a single kilowatt hour. That's just the difference. So I'm like 14 cents, 13 cents, 12 cents or something off peak. And then peak is like almost up to 50, right? So it's a huge difference. So that's what drives, me putting solar panels up on my roof, trying to put solar, like batteries in a box. And that's one of the next projects that I'm gonna do is actually running, peak shaving my AC unit, right, for at least 6 hours, right? I need to power that AC unit with batteries for 6 hours because that's when it costs 50 cents a kilowatt hour. And the rest of the day, whatever, it's like 12 cents, 14 cents or something, it's fine. So yeah, that's what I would do. I would schedule it, depending on how much it costs, your energy cost, and you know, yeah, there's a bunch of schemes, there's a bunch of ways to do that, and I will go on those on the videos that I'm working on. Um, so I put together this 12-volt battery pack for a homemade boombox. It has 3 banks of 18650s times 4 deep. Can I not charge it with a 12-volt automotive trickle charger? 3 banks for 4S batteries. You should be able to charge them. They're just not going to charge all the way up, I don't think, or are they? Yeah, I think you're not. You could do it. You could do it because you have 4 cells. That's if you have 4S, right? 4 cells. If you had 3, then you wouldn't. You were gonna overcharge them and probably, make them catch fire. But yeah, you should be using a BMS too. Just get like a 4S BMS for that, and then even if it went over, then it would step in and disconnect your batteries. Explosion in PA. Just wondering if I can wire 2 24-volt lithium chargers in series to make 48 volts. Just wondering if I can wire 2 24-volt. So it depends. If they are isolated, then you should be able to do it. If they're not, then yeah, it's just gonna short it out. So it depends. You have to figure out if your chargers are isolated, and they are, then you can do it. By the way, my flashlight draws 9 amps. Oh my gosh. Well, that's a flashlight. So yeah, no, if you're using that kind of flashlight, that's a high performance application of batteries. Bus transmission leaking oil needs overhaul. Yes, get rid of that thing. Get a new one. I want to get a new one. Do you build custom battery packs for like the Kodiak for customers? No, I'm sorry, I don't. Not really, unless that are built with the ability. Okay, so let's see. So thinking outside the grid says I have a Schneider Connect. It does great for peak shaving. Oh, there you go. What's the Cadex? I've seen that. I think I've looked at those. But at the time when I was looking at those inverters, they were too expensive for my application. So now I think I even have someone that has some of those available. And they were asking me how much they should sell them for. And I thought, well, I don't know. Let me do some research and then see how much they're going for. And, then I think these are new, brand new in the box, but somehow he ended up with them. Um, Germany has about 30 cents all the time for electricity, day and night. So you don't have a time of use. You can't change it to like have off peak and peak hours. Donnie Seeger says going to build an electric bicycle with long range. Ooh, there you go. How long of a range, Donnie? Good night from Aruba. Can I do 2 BMS on a 48 volt, 28 amp for charging, or can I do a transformer of 48? I don't know. I'm not sure what that. It's kind of hard to understand your question there. I need more context. If you're a grid side, how do you prevent power going out from your batteries if the grid goes down? How do you prevent you don't have to, the system already does it. So the grid side of inverters kind of need a source of power to be able to sync to it. So when they don't detect it, they just shut down. And that's, by design. And also they just kind of need it. They won't put out their power on their own. They need a reference, right? So it's kind of a non-issue. In fact, the issue is how do you make power when the grid goes down and you have all this equipment? And that's kind of a hard thing to do. What you have to do is you have to literally disconnect your system from the grid, and then you have to provide your own grid by having an off-grid inverter, and then that will activate all the solar, the grid-tie solar inverters or the battery solar inverters. Yeah. So there are ways you can do it. It's just you were looking at a bicycle with hoverboard wheel. Are you going to build one? It looks like that guy solved the RPM limit you had in your skateboard. He used a higher voltage controller. Yeah. So he did, although I'm not 100% sure that he solved that problem, because without actually reading, yeah. I mean, I don't know the RPMs of that motor that he was running. I wanted it. I told him like, oh, maybe I can put my camera like in slow motion, like right on fast frame, and then I can put like my phone to it, and then you can play it. Like I was trying to figure out like how I could measure his RPMs, right? Like with what I had my camera, my phone, and that's it. That day, and I was like, yeah, maybe if I record it, then I can do the calculations back, and I can figure the RPMs that you're getting, and then I can do the same over here on mine. And if that indeed is spinning, faster than my motors, then that means I can, go. But I didn't do it. I couldn't really figure out how to do it that day. So I order. I think I did order some of those higher voltage uh, speed controllers. So I'm gonna try it. And I thought, that's the way to go about it. And if that is, then I can finally finish my stupid video or the off-road. Oh, and the other problem with that is that it's not going to be easily. I'm going to have to use like a third-party controller because those are e-bike controllers, right? It's speed controllers, so they don't have the wireless thing that the other ones have. So that kind of sucks because then the thing gets more complex and bigger, whatever and stuff. Okay, all right. 8:45. Let me pick the people. Let me pick the people that want the strips, the power strips. All right, and I might not even have to randomly pick them. I might just have to go and read every name because I think only like 10 of you guys did it. Oh no, it doesn't let me go that far back. Is that possible? Oh my god. Whoops. How do we get back to the people? Oh no. Okay, well, we're just gonna have to do it again because I can't. Okay, no, wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, but that's not fair, I guess. Because there is like, okay, I just found one, but this guy was kind of like a straggler. He didn't do it when all of them did. Let's just do it again. Do it again. Power strip. Write power strip on your thing. And then, yeah, we'll give you some power strips so that you can connect some batteries together and stuff. There we go. Power strips. They're coming up. I can't believe there's so many questions tonight that yeah, the thing just completely doesn't let me go back all the way back. That's not right. I guess like at the end of the video, but no, we want to do it today so that you know who's gonna send me an email, because you know I don't want you all you guys to send me an email. You guys already do. Send me emails. And I don't read them. All right, there we go. Look at that. The power strips comments are coming. And by the way, you will need, yeah, so you will need, you know, XT60 connectors and XT90 connectors. Those are great for those packs that we're using, right? The hoverboard packs. They already have the connector, right? So when you put those in here, then you just grab those packs and connect them in here, and then now they're in parallel. And of course, you can do 10. Each one of these will do like 10 packs. And then where's the big one? The big one's like right here. There you go. So it looks like something like that. Yeah, so yeah, you guys can use these for all kinds of builds. I don't know. Show me. You guys can share how you guys are going to use it. Because I have idea. I build it for a project, right? But I'm pretty sure you guys can figure interesting ways of using those. Probably more interesting ways of using those than what I'm thinking. But power strip me. Okay, let's see. I'm going to choose randomly. Boom. Okay, this guy. Quinn Foster. Here we go. Let me write him down, because yeah, because I got to remember. Okay, Quinn Foster. Another one from the bottom of here. Okay, James Parker. There we go. Another one from the top over here. Alexander Cerno. And then another one from the bottom over here. All right, Paul. Oh my God, I'm not gonna be able to read your Paul Jarolimaker. Sorry about murdering your name. Let's see, another one from the top over here. Mike Ferrari. What? Mike Ferrari? Come on. Are you from the Ferrari family? Okay, here's the next one. The Linux GK. Alrighty. And then another one. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do another. All right, another one here. Adakin Coffee. Is that really your name? You have the word coffee in your name? That would be cool. Let's see if we can find one of the old ones. No? Nope. Okay, let's see. Oh, here's one. Ike Chulo. Ike Chulo? Really? Come on. It's just your name. I'm not laughing at your Power Script, says Donnie Secret. I should get one. Let's do Casario Studios. There we go. One more. One more. Oh, Enio. There we go. That's the last one. All right, Enio. Okay, so you guys, Quinn Foster. Oh man, am I really gonna read all those names? Send me an email at jehu@jack35. Send me your address, and then I'll send you some of these power strips so that I don't mix them up with the other ones, and I don't. Yeah, because I don't want to throw them away. They're good. You can use them. How many headweight 38s do you think I would need for a camper? Oh, that's a hard question to answer because I don't know what you're gonna be doing in your camper. It's like if you're just gonna have some lights, then only a few of them. But if you're like cooking meth in there with like electric cooktops, I don't know. You know, you have a heater or an electric AC. I don't know. You know what I mean? So it just depends. You gotta measure the amount of energy that you're going through on a time period, like in a day, per day or per hour, for per month, whatever. And then that's how you figure out how much battery you need. I see no Aussies got a power strip. What? No Aussies. That's right. They're way on the other side of the world there. They don't deserve it. Those Aussies. Help designing a 52-volt battery belt. A battery belt for my mountain bike. Wait, you want to wear your battery? I don't know. That's the best thing. Batteries are heavy. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe not the best idea, but to take on the plane, I was thinking of using a mole waist belt and have individual 100 watt or less batteries that wrap around the belt. Yeah. Just use the power strip. And then you connect them. And then you charge individual like 100 watt. Right? So if you get those big cells, I mean, like the 3200 milliamp hour, 3400 milliamp hour, then 8 cells would be 100 watt hour, right? So it would look like something like this. Well, smaller than this actually, right? This one has 8 cells, so I think it's like, there we go, like this, and that would be 100 watts hours, and then yeah, you could just connect that to the thing. Yeah, you might need one of these power strips to do it. Okay, let's read it. Don't deserve it. Oh my God. Upgrade Aussie prepper. You guys don't deserve them. You guys are way over there on the other side of the world. uh, can you post that power strip Gerber file on the Facebook page? Oh yeah, I'll post it in there. I'll have to find it and do it in there. It might take me a while because the other one took me a while to like get around. Oh, actually no, I will do it once I work on that video. That's literally the next video. So yeah, I will have to do that. So it's gonna happen. It seems a bit harsh. Listen, I think Aussies can take it. They're those people are, you know, they're used to harsh environment. They live out there on the land. Yeah, they're okay. I know you and your buddies at EVWest like to go fast. They destroyed the Alpine Peak Road a few years ago. Have any of you maybe looked into F1? No, I don't think. I think he's been so busy building cars that he hasn't. But he does want to take that M3 now, the updated M3, into Pikes Peak again to see how well it would do. And I think he was working on like some land speed record thing. He's got some like bullet looking type fuselage thing that he's gonna put wheels in something. So I think we're looking into like doing more racing and more, and then the Baja racing also was very attractive, and he was working on a couple of those projects. But I think they just none of them have actually materialized for different reasons, here and there, or whatever. But yeah, definitely. I don't know about F1, right? That's like another level. I mean, that's a course road, so yeah, I don't know. Maybe I never say never, right? Maybe he'll do it. Latecomers to the stream. What is the power strips? Oh, so the power strips. I designed this power strip to connect batteries together, right? It's literally just a board with hold on it that can accept XT60 connectors and XT90 connectors. And this is the first batch that I got. And then once I got it and I designed system, I realized like, oh, I need an extra connector here and I need an extra hole here. Oh, and then the thing is okay. So I just made minor like changes to get it perfect. And so I have like 30 or 40 of these. I don't remember how many are in here. I didn't want to mix them with the other batch. I actually already got the final batch that I'm gonna use for the one project, the video project. I just don't want to mix them because I know then you guys would be like, hey, this is different than the one you're showing in the video. And I don't want to throw them away, so I thought I'll give them away here. And so that's what I'm giving away to these guys right here that rode Power Strip. And yeah, you guys can use them. I mean, this is like a little PCB. I tested to see how much power they would do, and that's about 80 amps before it starts getting. I mean, you could probably do 100 amps through this for for a couple of minutes before it starts getting too hot, right? So yeah, I probably stay below 80 amps on these guys. It is 1 ounce copper on both sides, but yeah, it does run a little bit hot when you're starting to get around those power levels. 110 pounds, that's a lot of weight. And I had electric bikes in the past, never lived acid. Ryobi 18 volt 3 in series, 36 volts, 2 power. Yeah, 110 pounds. Did he say that's how much battery he would estimate? Oh, did I not write Jehu? Did I not write my email correctly? Yeah, J-Hood Jack 5. Okay, I just thought someone was reposting it. I thought I didn't. Brand LG Type 18650 HG2 capacity 3000 milliamp power standard voltage. Yeah, so 18650 about 46 grams. Yeah, they're pretty close to the Sonys that were building stuff. So I actually, here's the thing. Here's a little story. My brother came out here yesterday, and he has a little cheap, like little, weed whacker thing, and his batteries are like dying, right? And so then he found this tutorial online to buy another battery, that is like third party, and then it's a different model, so it doesn't fit in his unit. So then what the guy in the tutorial was telling him, like, you take it apart and then you clip on the thing, you take the cells, you put them on that box and then change them to this box, and then you solder it. So he was asking me to help him do that, right? And I'm like, oh yeah, so he can do it. And then I thought, like, we could just put 18650s here, man, and like you can we put if you can stuff 10 cells in here, like now you're making that battery pack like 4 times bigger. I'm like, how much running time are you getting from this pack? And then he's like, well, I'm getting like 10 minutes. And we actually did test it. We put together the thing. And as it turns out, that's just how much energy that little pack stores, right? It's like 1.3 amp hours, 18 volts, I think that's what it was. And so I'm like, yeah, 10 of these Sony's VTC6s could like quadruple your, you can be out there for 40 minutes, like doing the thing. And it's probably going to be, around the same weight because we're going to, well, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe it might be a little bit lighter. So we were thinking about doing that. And then I was doing the math, and it turns out even buying them at the prices that EV West sells them, right? They're selling those for like $350 a cell. So then 10, that would be like $35. For $35, and I go, how much is a replacement battery for these Nikon packs? And then he's like, it's like $45 or something. So that's why he didn't want to buy one. And I'm like, wow, you can get a battery that's like 4 times more, with 4 times more capacity, right? And I'm like, maybe that's a video that I need to make, because how many of you guys have some kind of, tool, power tool, Makita drill, or some kind of tool that the batteries are dead and you guys don't want to spend the $50 thing for a bit? It's like, maybe I think that would be like a crazy video, right? And then of course I start thinking more like, well, I still need to put the BMS in there, and because you don't want people to start, it's got to be done right and stuff. So that was just an interesting story that we got, that we were looking at with those batteries. And then the other thing is that I would have to take those batteries and sell them, because EV West doesn't want to break apart the boxes of 200, right? So if people need 10, too bad. Go get them somewhere else, because we don't want to do it. So that kind of sucks. Where are the power strips manufactured? Those are manufactured in China, of course. Yeah, so we order them on JLC PCB. That's the best manufacturer that exists. Ooh, okay, 9. I say we're cut it short there. 2 hours. I'm kind of losing my mind here. I don't know why I'm screaming at you guys. Why am I screaming at you guys? I need to like take it easy. 20 HG2 batteries on eBay. Andrew, yeah, just make sure, you guys need to make sure those are real, because those are among the most faked cells in the planet. The HG2s, the 30Qs, those like high power, high capacity ones, people just because they're like $5 each or something. So yeah, people like to fake those, to just rewrap some other type of cell and then make it look like it. Yeah, just make sure you're not buying cheap cells that are not gonna do the thing that you're gonna ask them to do. If you need good cell, yeah, that's the problem though, right? Like, yeah, if you need more than 200 cells, just go to EV West. They have legit ones that are come straight from the factory, and they're selling cheaper than pretty much anyone out there. It's just you have to buy in 200 or more, or until I decide that I want to start shipping cells again. Which, oh man, I don't know. I don't want to, but maybe we'll do it. Maybe if the video, yeah, because this is mass market. I think there's like millions of people that have a tool that with a set of instructions, they would be like, yeah, I'll change it. I'll build this, put some new cells on my thing. And that's what we want. The Echo, yeah. So, yeah, that's crazy. Yelled at me for 2 hours. He also said Australian friend, didn't matter. Pain and suffering case. Wait, what? yelled at me for 2 hours and also said my Australian friend didn't matter. Well, we're kind of self-centered here in America, so you guys are too far. uh, yeah, no, I have to go visit you guys down there. I wanna. That's on my bucket list to go down to Australia to drink some Foster's beer, eat some Vegemite. We can ride a kangaroo and that sort of stuff. So, all right, guys, we're gonna call it quits here. I'm gonna go to sleep now. It's late. The sun's gone down. I'm working a couple of videos. Hopefully, they're gonna come out this week before the end of the month, or and then yeah, they're gonna be they're gonna be good videos. Pain and suffering. Oh, pain and suffering. That's what he's saying. Okay, guys. Yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for joining me tonight and bantering back and forth, just nonsense. Foster's here. Is that even Australian? I bet that's like the American version of what we think Australians drink down there. Yeah, puke Foster's. It is pretty nasty. All right, guys. See you guys in the next video. Stay safe. Don't make too many sparks. Make some sparks, not too many. And if you do, make sure you record it, and then go share it. Join our Facebook group there. Stop hating on Facebook. And then join us. We have a party over there every day, and we post our our progress and all our things. So, anyways, again, thank you for joining us. Thank you for all your support. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
I'm here at the EV show, San Marcos, California, and here's Crystal charging her Tesla in the solar trailer. So this is a smart one. It follows the sun, it tracks the sun. It's got Tesla batteries in there. Let's see, it's charging. What's it putting in? Oh my God, it's charging at 32 amp, 243 volts. Wait, what? Okay. Yes. Wow, this thing is actually charging.
Oh, yeah.
No way. That's cool. Okay. Oh, look at that. It just adjusted to follow the sun. The sun's there. Now the panels are facing it. Empty. What's going on here? This guy right here. This is what it's called, a barn door. Man, look at those panels. Those panels are cool. Even these safaris are different. They have that little thing. This is a barn door, so it doesn't have an overhang. So they have this custom thing there. The mirrors are different than mine. Some barn door mirrors. Yeah, look at that. And this is the kind of setup that I want to do on my bus. These are Porsche Fuchs. These are Porsche Fuchs. What wheel is that? Let's see. And the back ones are nice and thick. So here's the interesting thing. Those are 17-inch wheels. In order to do that on a bus and have it this low, they have to do this called a tub. So that piece right there is custom. My bus usually stops there. They added an extra 2 inches, 2.5 inches, looks like. And then the seat is really thin. That's a big bug. What?
Do they drive this thing on the road or not?
That's so funny. Let's make a power wall.
Positive, positive. Well, they're not super even, but they're okay. Whoa, they are kind of all over the place. And just like that, we assembled a 1 kilowatt hour battery pack, 24 volts, ready to be used. You ever wonder what people think about our electric conversions? See the reactions on this 70s Porsche 911.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Fuck yes. In a Porsche. Fuck yes.